What's up, social media family? I recently caught a little bit of flack for saying that I wanted to protest financially against all the companies that are anywhere close to even thinking about supporting Trump. The way I see this is we have to realize the lower class and the middle class is what make this country run. We are the main consumers of these products that are coming out. They're aimed at you. Fast food restaurants in Beverly Hills, they don't care about a dollar menu. They're not worried about a dollar store. You ain't gonna see one. All of y'all got one around the corner from your CVS's or Rite Aids. It's always a Family Dollar somewhere. It's always a dollar menu. It's telling you something for $1. Why is this? Because that $1 they get from $1 million is $1 million. Simple. They don't care about policy. They like money. Whatever makes them more money is the policy they like. How do we get things on ink? We have a problem figuring out where our power is. Feels I can make of where your power is. The only way to figure out your strengths is to actually get out here and walk. You gotta walk. Can't just put it in your mind, I'm gonna walk 30 miles today. What happens if you get tired after the second mile? You start to learn your strengths. You got to do some work out here and figure out, where are my strengths? Where are my weaknesses? We pretty much know what our weaknesses are. We're just not too sure what our strengths are. Your strength is in your money. That little bit of money you think you don't got, it's because they getting it from you. That's why you ain't got no money. Everybody else getting it from you. You think everything expensive. You think everything, you living check to check because you're paying billionaires to survive. Me. Okay. It's not okay. One more time. All right. What I'm trying to say is, we did the protest thing. We finally did something collectively. I mean, across the whole nation. That had to be the first time in history that every state protested for something in an organized manner. And there's polarity with everything. There's an up and a down with everything. There's a good and a bad with everything. So every good you try to do, there's an asshole somewhere that's trying to do just as bad. We protested, but there's still no ink on no paper nowhere. Ink in the paper. That's what I'm talking about. What do I mean by ink on paper? What I mean by that is an actual protest being fulfilled, and then in the end, legislation is written out, Congress signs on something, it's on paper. This is what it is now. We ain't got that yet. The reason we ain't got that yet is because we didn't make a move to change policy. We made moves to bring awareness. There's a difference. Everybody's aware now. Now we have to make the next move to get a policy change. There's all kind of policies we need changed. So I said to boycott some people or some companies that provide money to the Trump campaign. And people were saying, well, it's only one guy. Well, it's one guy right now. All these companies like tax breaks. Every business person wants tax breaks, and they want a cap on their minimum wage. Everybody wants this that owns a business. This is why everybody just don't get raises every year. I don't care how long you've been at your job, you don't get a raise every year. You better be an apprentice or something. So when I said to boycott Taco Bell and Wendy's and all of these people that's doing shicey stuff all over the country, I got a little bit of flack for it. But recently, somebody in Youngstown, Ohio, where I am at, just got fired for wearing a Black Lives Matter mask. So I said, well, maybe it was a dress code thing. He violated something. No, he did not. He said he read the codes, and all it said was that the mask had to be clean. This Taco Bell's air conditioner broke down, and it got him wearing these masks, these surgical masks that he said was They weren't helping. They just weren't helping. Hard to breathe in them, making production go down, all kind of other stuff. His manager then comes to him and tells him, take the mask off. He says, I don't want to take the mask off. It's hot in here. That mask y'all try to provide us with pretty much ain't shit. The air conditioner don't work. It's hot in here. Anybody that's been down south and visited their grandmom or a family member and they was inside cooking, it's hot as hell in that kitchen. That's where the phrase comes from. If you can't stand the heat, get your monkey ass out the kitchen. Well, I added the monkey ass part, but you get the gist of it. They fired the man. He said he wanted to walk out. I'm walking out. And the manager said, if you walk out, this is your last day being employed here. And he decided to walk out. So he pretty much got fired, terminated, whatever term you want to use. The nigga don't work there. And he said if they asked him to come back, he still ain't gonna work there. I appreciate that. I did the same thing at my job. Well, it was different, but I decided to do this instead of that shit I was doing. Now, back to where our power is. Our power is in our money. So what do we do with this Taco Bell on Belmont in Youngstown, Ohio? What do we do with it? Niggas like Taco Bell, so it's gonna be hard for a nigga to say, I ain't gonna support them no more. You like Taco Bell, so fuck it. They didn't attack your whole demographic for years, and look where they at. Gazillion bazillionaires. We need a nigga taco stand. We need to hook our Mexicans up. Let them make real tacos. Or Puerto Ricans, which one make tacos? I don't know. Whichever one it is, let them make the damn tacos. Build them up. They in this shit with us. You got Arabs coming in the country, coming in your hood, getting rich off your money, and you ain't got a store in that damn neighborhood. Just, you giving somebody else your money. And then you look at the end of the day and you don't have any. You have to realize that your 4 quarters is worth $1 just like everybody else in the country. So you have to make a strong stance and let it be known, I'm just not gonna spend my money with you fuckers. This is how we gain enough power to where these corporations don't have a choice but to change their policies, whether it be an employer policy, whether it be a corporation, whatever it is, we can make the change because we are the ones spending our money to get this company to flourish. So if you ain't strong enough to boycott, just don't do it. Just say, hey, I like this stuff, I'm gonna keep getting it. It takes sacrifice. He sacrificed his job. You can't sacrifice not eating a damn chalupa? What's the next step? The only way to get these people to change policy is to hit them where it hurt. I'll give you a little history lesson. In the 1970s, the Nestle Corporation made a formula that you could feed your babies. And what happened was they was making the formula in these weird ass countries where the water wasn't that clean. So they were related to a lot of infant deaths. So the people decided to boycott Nestle Company. A long time. It took like 10 years or something like that. But they kept fighting because babies kept dying. They were trying to advertise that it was better than your breast milk and this and that. Now we got Enfamil and Similac and all these other type of things. What do you think they do? These kids is damn crazy nowadays. But they boycotted that, and Nestle changed their policies to put cleaner water in their products and start making it in America and all this kind of crap. I still don't think they did it, but they got them to change policy. Thing is, being careful who you support. Like everybody with the Black Lives Matter movement. But do you know who originated it? Do you know where the funding came from to start this charity? If you don't know who George Soros is, George Soros, Soros, do research on this guy. Black Lives Matter was created by other people, but you think it's the people that are the face of the organization. It's not. See, because you have to understand what social engineering is. Social engineering is almost like a political plan. Like they know how to manipulate. They know how to manipulate and get a group of people to do a certain thing. So social engineering is when people can scientifically use methods on getting the population to move in a certain direction. Some of it is called controlled support. If I support your movement, I get to come up with the slogans. I get to come up with what we're going to talk about. I get to say so and what the policies are. So once you find out the people that organized it are different from the people that fund it, they're going to put black faces all over the place. It's Black Lives Matter in Tennessee, Philadelphia, California, Michigan. They're all over. Boston. But it's the people that fund it that are the key. They're the ones that are making it a global foundation. So you got to do research on those, not the faces they showing you, not them. It's the people that fund it. That's the people that's making it move. So just be careful what you support. I support the idea. So I'm gonna wrap it up by asking this: what suggestions do y'all have where we could come together and let them know that our money means something? What can we do? How can we let them know that we ain't playing around? We're coming together, but it's time to come together with a plan. I want suggestions from y'all. What do you think we could do to let these people know that the schools ain't right, voting system ain't right, policy's not right? What can we do? How can we help each other? What can we do in our hood right now that will help us without waiting on some other niggas? What can we do? They already saying that the markets are going to be jacked up. We might cause the second wave of COVID because everybody went out and protested. Now, I want to know, do you remember what the mayor of Chicago said? Lori Lightfoot looked like she might be some kind of Bigfoot, and apparently we get our hair cut at the same damn spot too. Well, anyway, she had came out and said that if anybody is caught outside, they are going to jail. Now, do you know why they protested there? Everywhere they pretty much overrode this social distance lockdown crap and was able to protest. You want to know why? It's because they couldn't do anything about it. They had to let it happen. They got so scared that they called the National Guard in because the people spoke. They tried everything they could do to deteriorate it, but for some reason it's still going on right now. So now the key is we can make them listen. We just got to find out the best way to deliver our message from now on. Because it ain't nothing they could do about all of us coming together. There's nothing they could do but start dropping bombs or something. How we went from a nationwide lockdown to being allowed to group together by the thousands and protest. And then they want to tell you that it might be a possible second wave of the COVID virus at the same time opening stuff back up. So they'll blame if there is a second COVID-19 wave. They'll blame it on the protest niggas. Everybody that went out for no reason, so they call. Everybody just went out and gathered when they know that it was already a COVID thing, but they opening gyms back up, they opening this back up, they opening that back up, movie theaters about to open. But they gonna say the groups of protesters is what increases the chance of a second wave coming from COVID. Just watch how stuff gonna pan out. Look at the world for what it is and aspire to look at it for what you want it to be. But you got to make moves on getting it to be how you want it to be. You can't just think about it and then that's it, and then hope everybody else is going to put the work in. That ain't going to do nothing. You can't build on a community that's not yours. A community is a place that provides the people that live in that community resources to get things done. Well, if you're waiting for somebody else to give you your resources, you're going to be waiting for a long time. It's like asking somebody for some money. They might have it, and you know they might have it. But you got to wait for them to give it to you. It's not a snap your fingers and you get it. Either you go do some work and get some money, or you got to wait for me to give it to you. And you get it. Either you go do some work and get some money, or you got to wait for me to give it to you. So what can we do in our communities to build it up without anybody else to say so? Let me tell you how. There are people in your community who don't give a damn about you, but they have a business in it. How about not going there anymore? Just don't go there no more. Have people out there, make sure nobody goes in there. And then once that company closes down, we make sure somebody we want in there is there. And then we build them up to where they can have a corner store and then end up with their own chain of stores. That's building. That's building. Proactive activists. Where we active at? We active as fuck on Facebook. Am I the only one out here looking at stuff to see what can change? And then I try to bring the information back on here so everybody can make a move. I just took my kids to eat yesterday. They want Wendy's, they want Taco Bell, and I said, nope, 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 nope. Not paying for it. We love Wendy's and Taco Bell. But I'm standing on something right now. They don't understand it. So I try to explain it to them. The niggas that own these companies don't like you. The Taco Bell or Wendy's coming to Youngstown schools and make sure that they had the same equipment that Rand Early College got. That's a Youngstown school, but do all kids got the same equipment as these other schools in the outer areas? Do we have volleyball and wrestling and ping pong and chess and all of these different debate groups in our schools? Do we got swimming? Do we got tennis? Do we got golf? Do we got equipment for that? Do we got an alumni that's providing funding for more kids to have more after school programs? Or do we always need to go downtown and see who can fund and help us with these after school programs and this and that and the other? Transportation. All of this other kind of stuff. What can we do in our hood to make it better? What can you do in your hood to make it better? What can we do to make it better? I just want some suggestions, that's all. We ain't got to do everything I say. Don't even look at me as me. Just look at the message. I don't give a damn if you like me or not. Just pay more attention to the message than you paying attention to my hat and my damn beard and all that kind of shit. Or my personality. Just listen to the message. We get so stuck on the person, we won't even let the message get to us. Damn me, just listen to the message I'm trying to get out. I don't care who